Hey everyone, it's Mel from the Evasion team, and we are live from RKX Studio. Today we've got narrative designer Peter Boychuk, and why don't you tell the community a little bit about yourself?
I'm the narrative designer for RKAct and the lead writer on Evasion. I came out of theater. I started as a playwright, but I was an avid gamer. I loved games. I played everything. And I sort of fought my way into the industry. My first opportunity was working with Capcom on Dead Rising 4. Worked for some indie companies, and now I'm here.
That's awesome. Do you feel like your playwriting experience sort of influenced your game writing?
Oh, absolutely. Games are so much about dialogue. So, you know, plays are all dialogue. So that was really helpful for me. In addition, it's about making people care. It's about writing compelling characters in interesting situations and writing that story dramatically, which is, what games are all about.
So what was the Evasion team's inspiration for the story? Was it comic books, any movies? What do you think it was?
Evasion's a bullet hell shooter, so it comes out of this tradition of arcadey type games like Galaga and Space Invaders, where things are coming at you all the time. So I felt it was really important to try and ground that and make it feel real. I'm a huge fan of the Expanse series by James S.A. Corey that's been made into a TV show by the Sci-Fi Network. It's got a sort of, that's where the sort of space miners vibe came from. I like movies like Aliens that have a feeling of like these are regular people existing in this incredible, sci-fi landscape. So one of our characters, Dyson, in the game is really inspired by those kind of characters. And also, I grew up in the Yukon, so up there was a lot of miners who would come to try and make something out of this, frozen wasteland, basically. And I took a lot of inspiration from that.
So recently we just revealed more of the storyline with Upload VR and recently on Steam. Could you tell us a little bit about this universe that we're in and why that's really cool?
Absolutely. So Evasion is set in the distant future. Mankind is spread through the galaxy. Thanks to this fuel that is made from this ore called chlorogen. And the greatest source of chlorogen is on this planet that belongs to the Optera, who are the villains in our game. They're possibly an insect race. They're cybernetic, highly advanced, highly xenophobic. You are part of this group called the Vanguard that is sent in to find out why the Optera attacked and what is at stake for the rest of the galaxy.
That's awesome. And it also explains like that crazy energy behind these encounters with the Optera.
Oh, absolutely.
They're pissed.
They are pissed. They're this is a bullet hell game, so they're coming at you fast and fierce, and you got to run, you got to hide, you got to duck behind cover. Those are sort of our core mechanics, and it's core to what the story is about. You're outgunned and outmanned.
So who am I playing as, and maybe my partner's playing as? Who are we playing as in Evasion?
You're playing as these awesome people. They're called the Vanguard. There is 4 different classes to the Vanguard. They're basically like a elite strike force. Think like the Navy SEALs. They go into danger zones alone. To secure the area, reconnoiter, and figure out what's going on the ground.
I love that there's a playstyle available for each player. Is there something that you like picking when you play?
I love the engineer. It's just, I haven't played a game that has a class like the engineer. It feels unique, it feels different. It's so much fun to just grab things with your tether and hurl them into the sky or against rock formations.
So where does the story of Evasion take gamers? Where are the locations? Just give us the scoop.
Evasion takes place on Pharaoh Colony. It was given to the humans as a concession during the peace treaty, and we've colonized it for the last 30 years. It is a desert, arid world with these really cool rock formations, and the Optera homeworld sort of hangs in the skyline like an imposing threat.
That's awesome that there's like little hidden things in the worlds that we're in. I wish I could look at them, but I'm getting blasted by the Optera. So.
Absolutely, yeah. There's not a lot of time for sightseeing in this game, but you know, hopefully between the combat encounters, you can look around, and I mean, that's the amazing thing about VR. You're actually in these places. You're, you know, and some of the detail work that the art team has done has been really, really quite amazing. You know, I can just stare at the vistas for hours.
Okay, so on narrative, how do players learn more about the storyline?
So the Vanguard is directed by this AI called Adele, which stands for Autonomous Deep Learning Entity. And she's the one who directs the players, gives them their objectives. Adele is kind of hilariously blunt. She doesn't really understand humans very well. She's often telling players things that they really shouldn't know or is not really helpful in the moment. So it creates a lot of narrative fun.
Is there anything you want to tell the community why you're so stoked for Evasion?
Absolutely. Why I think Evasion is going to be a great game is that it's a fun, frantic experience. All the battles are really intense. There's really cool core gameplay mechanics at play here, and it's just generally a fun experience. I take off the headset every time I try out the game. I'm covered in sweat, and I've got a big grin on my face, and I feel like that, at the end of the day, is the best advertising we can ask for.
Okay, thanks so much for your time, Pete. So just as a reminder, we're coming out this fall. You can follow us and message me anytime you want on Facebook, Twitter, and Reddit. We're at Evasion VR, and be sure to check out our website, evasionvrgame.com. See you next time.